You want to know a secret? Come closer. 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 Now give me a kiss. Now go back to your spot. Let's talk a little bit about a program that I like to call Auphonic. Well, it's called Auphonic. That's its name. If you're interested in audio, this program is gonna blow your dick off. Let's start simple. Do you know how to edit your audio after it's been recorded? A lot of people know how to record their audio well, so mic placement, making it nice and close to your subject, like this, making sure there's not a lot of background noise going on in your scene, obviously putting the mic in the proper direction, things like that. But then you get back to the editing bay and you're like, how the f do I make this sound good? It sounds muddy, it sounds flat, you just don't really know how to make it sound Hollywood-like. That's cinematic, like very robust and deep, rich sounding audio. You don't know how to make it pop. Well, editing audio is not really super complicated or all that technical or even all that hard, but if you seriously don't know how to edit your audio, or if you don't want to learn, or if you're just a lazy bitch who doesn't want to take the time to edit their audio, Auphonic is really a great solution. This program basically has all of the essential tools to edit your dialogue. It has things like EQ and compression and all that stuff, but it's pretty much automated in Auphonic. And even if you don't have clean audio, Auphonic does have a fix for you. We'll talk about that in a minute. But there is a really cool trick inside of Auphonic where if you don't have the cleanest audio ever, you can fix it. Now here's a little sample of the difference that Auphonic can make in your video. So now I'm outside, nice quiet area. Not too windy, not too noisy, a little bit of wind, but this is the sound of my Zoom H1. Got it out here with me. And now this is just the raw audio. So if I go to Auphonic, which I'm gonna do right now, this is the audio that's recorded and processed with Auphonic. Sounds pretty good, sounds nice and rich and full and dynamic. And I think honestly, this program does a really, really great job. So as you can tell, Auphonic does a really good job of taking a flat source and making it robust and have pop. Makes it super, super sexy and sweet and succulent. Oh yeah. So let's jump over into the computer and show you what I did to make that audio sound better and what you can do to get similar results. So here we are in Auphonic. As you can tell right here, it says we have 1 hour and 39 minutes left. You do get 2 hours per month of audio. So this is not going to be the craziest thing for podcasters unless you have about $12 a month to spend, then you'll get 9 hours worth of audio editing. But basically we're just going to come in here. I already have some audio set up for us. I'm just going to click edit. And what you do is you drag your file right here where it says browse. I already browsed it. It's already loaded. My Tascam 000_311218.wave. You don't really have to worry about any of this stuff here. What I like to do is come down to audio algorithms and just start playing with stuff. So let's talk about each individual thing I have selected here. So first off, we have Adaptive Leveler. This is basically a compression software that's going to compress your audio. What it does is it takes the loudest parts of the audio and the quietest parts of the audio and kind of squishes them down into each other so that the louder parts are quieter and then the quieter parts are louder. And then you can boost that signal back up afterwards. So basically we have our leveling strength at 100%, it's default. And then compressor for dialogue, usually I choose soft. I don't want to go too crazy because the more you squeeze it, the more it's going to sound unnatural. So I just go with a soft compression. For filtering, we have a choice between adaptive high pass filtering and voice EQ. The voice EQ is in beta, but I find that it works very well. So I throw voice auto EQ on there because I like how it works. The adaptive high pass filtering is just for like low rumbling if you want to get rid of that like bassy, boomy sound of like a radiator or something like that. You can use an adaptive high pass filter, but I like the voice auto EQ. Loudness normalization basically brings your peaks up to a certain point. So the maximum peak level we have it at is -3 dB, and the loudness target is at 16 LUFS. Don't worry about what LUFS is, just understand that -16 is what you kind of want for your YouTube videos and your TikToks and your social media stuff as well. And then I normalize it with a dialogue loudness. And then for noise reduction, I do static remove constant noises only, just because my recorder doesn't have the greatest noise floor and I want to remove some of that noise that it produces. So we hit start production, it renders our audio file, and then it adds all of the effects to it, and we're just going to wait for it to be finished. So now it spits out 2 different files. One on the bottom is going to be our original, and the one on the top is going to be our edited audio. So let's take a listen to the bottom one first. This is a test of the Tascam DR10L. And then we take a listen to our top one. This is a test of the Tascam DR10L. Obviously much more robust, has a lot more dynamic range. It sounds a lot boomier and punchier, and it just has something crisp about it that sounds great. So those are pretty much the settings that I use for good audio, good dialogue. But we did talk about something earlier, which was how to get rid of background noise in your audio. So there is a plugin on Auphonic that is called speech isolation, and let's talk about that for a second. Let's dive back into this area. One of the cool things also about Auphonic is you can drag video files directly in and re-download them without losing any video quality. You just get the audio that is processed rather than the raw audio from the original video file. So I'm going to take my video file, Golden Hour versus Golden Shower. This is a TikTok that I made. I already edited the audio, so I added an adaptive leveler and a normalization and all that EQ and stuff like that. So I'm just going to remove all of these, and we're just going to look at the speech isolation. So we're going to hit start production, and Auphonic is going to do its thing. It's going to load up the video. It's going to take a little bit longer because it is a video file, but once it's done, hopefully you can tell the difference between the speech isolation and the raw audio. So again, on the bottom, we have our raw audio, and on the top, we have our edited audio. So we're going to take a look at the raw audio and take a listen to the cars in the background and kind of the things that you can hear that are going on outside of what my voice is doing.
All right, well, one is very cinematic, beautiful, gorgeous even. It's a real work of art. And the other is like...
So you can tell that there's quite a bit of car noise and just ambient noise in the background. We don't want that. So what we do is we add the speech isolation, and here's what we get.
All right, well, one is very cinematic, beautiful, gorgeous even. It's a real work of art. And the other is like, you know when like the sun goes down?
So clearly it took away pretty much all of the background noise, and it just leaves my voice. It's pretty incredible. I know DaVinci Resolve can also do this, but that's the studio version. This is a free asset for 2 hours worth of audio, and you can hear clearly.
Ooh, so, all right, well, one is very cinematic, beautiful, gorgeous even. It's a real work of art.
The difference between the two is absolutely ridiculous, that it can just pull my voice and completely eliminate the rest of everything else. So that's it. That's the end of the video, as you can tell by the fact that it's the end of the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment down below and tell me why I suck and I smell like toe jam, and I am terrible at making videos. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, but that's going to do it for this one. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.